Alright, I'm Adam, that's Pete, that's Vince, and this is another episode of the Toon in 10. Okay, you all know how it goes now. 2 5-minute halves. When the timer stops, that's it, we stop talking and we move on. Fantastic. Right, well, we're going to kick off today with some match reaction to Newcastle 0, Stoke City 0. Timer ready, go. Right, so we failed to take some chances again, didn't we?
I wouldn't say failed to take chances. I think we had pretty shots on. I think we had about 9 shots, about 6 of those on target. I think Butland played a blinder for them. Obviously, Mitrovic hit the bar as well. I think we were okay. I think post bar, he hit the woodwork. I think the issue we had though is Stoke were happy with a draw. They came for a draw. Time wasted at the end.
They brought nothing, did they?
Yeah.
I think they had a couple of.
Shackary looked all right, but other than that, there was nothing special.
He's a funny little player. I mean, I know he's like quite sort of stocky little, the magic dwarf or whatever they call him, but he really seemed like quite
magic dwarf,
something like that. Yeah, and
that was his nickname in Germany for Bayern.
But he's just very, and the way he sort of like his shirt and he had his shorts kind of pulled. It just looked very.
He's
very odd kind of
He's got bigger thighs than Roberto Carlos, hasn't he?
He worked on them because he suffered quite serious injuries, so he worked on them. But about the game, I thought the crowd was very negative.
It was
for lots of part.
It was flat. It was flat. Do you know what it is? The game started.
Were you surprised that the crowd was flat on the back of getting beat 3-0 in the derby? I think
in the last home match that people watched in the
flesh but I
think
the derbies it was a killer. I think actually we played canny. I think we were unfortunate not to win. I mean, it's one of those you could argue Butland had a great game. Shouldn't be relying on a goalkeeper.
I think at the same time, as much as he saved a few shots, like Vince said before, we only did have six shots on target. They had 2, so we weren't massively better. Our possession, it was 52-48, so it wasn't as if we. The perception is that we dominated.
No,
but we didn't. That I just think. I don't think a lot of our shots were kind of very close to Butland anyway. I think there was like a header straight down his neck. There was the Ginny's free kick. It was a fairly good save, but it seemed to come to the end.
But there were quick reaction saves, and that's why.
I think he played well. I just don't think we tested him as much as we could have done and should have done at home.
But going back to what you said, Stoke set themselves up that way. They'd won 3 games in a row 1-0 away from home before that game. Yeah. It's a tried and trusted method, not just against Newcastle, against other Premiership teams.
Break.
You know, as much as maybe the efforts were had could have been better and could have forced more out of Butland, we still had the efforts, and we're talking about margins really that could have really got a couple of.
I know, but the thing is, right, on out of context, a 0-0 at home to Stoke, we had. It's fair to say we had the best chances to win the game, and we probably had the more impetus as well. Given that they didn't, like you say, they were happy coming here for a draw. But in a season where we haven't been picking up wins, a draw it's just not enough for me. I'm unhappy because we haven't earned the right to just simply accept a 0-0 at home, even though it is Stoke and they're a top table side. I just don't feel we even good enough, and it's just like, but we played well, and it just seems to, but we played well. It's like, when are we going to actually just record some points, man? That's what we need.
What we expect.
Who are we going to win? Who are we going to beat? Sorry,
who are we going to win?
Who are we going to win? We've got Bournemouth next. Away.
I'll win you.
Away from home.
We'll win Bournemouth, all right.
See what I got to work with.
I tell you, there's a guy sits next to me made a really good point. He's pure Geordie. Full on, right down to earth. He said to me, there's something wrong with Newcastle. Player for player, we've got class players, but as a team, we are shit.
I think we're individuals.
Wrong as individuals. Man for man, Stoke, man for man. Apart from the keeper, we should be better than every man on the team. But there's something wrong. We're just not playing as a unit. We're not cohesive.
And this is the coach, isn't it?
Something wrong.
Something's not clicking.
We've been this way for a long time. I still think, really, the last 3 games, take away the second half against Sunderland and really what happened, which was the flashpoint with Colaccini. We did do well against Norwich. I was nervous, but we ended up getting a 6-2.
We're improving.
We're improving. Look, I'm massively negative, as you know, but actually I think in the context of where Newcastle are and where they were at the start of the season, as much as, of course, we should be getting a win against Stoke. The reality is, Stoke set themselves up that way. They have won 3 on the bounce away, 1-0. Other teams haven't been able to break them down, and other teams have conceded. We didn't.
I just think if we're not going to be winning home games, who do we beat?
I agree.
And where do we get points from? Because it's over a playing nice football, and that was a nice move. But we need bread and butter first. Get the basics right first. Which you could argue, yeah, it's going to come. But when? I've been waiting for it's 11 games, and we're nearly a third of the way into the season.
If we win Bournemouth,
Stop.
we're out the relegation zone.
What a day. And that's half time. Alright, welcome back for the second half. Seems like I wasn't really winning that first half, was I? Vince?
No, but you were beating it.
Right, so we're going to crack on with the second topic and another 5 minutes, and this time we're going to talk about a Mr. Cheick Tiote. Time at the ready, go! Cheick Tiote. He's back, is he? Thoughts? Discuss.
I think Steve McLean's in a bit of a difficult situation with Tiote in the fact that he isn't fit and he isn't fully game ready, and in order to get him fit and game ready, he has to play him. And I think it's kind of a catch-22.
Yeah.
A check-22. I think he's in a difficult one because if he doesn't keep playing him, he has to get him in the game. But on the other side, something seems to happen with players a bit like Tiote, where they just hit a point and drop off. Michael Essien sort of did it. He just got to a point, and then I don't know if you're so combative, your body just falls to bits. It's whether he's going to get back, but he's getting better. I thought against Stoke he was looking better. Not doing the stupid things that he sometimes does, not as many mistakes. I would keep playing him. I would.
How old is he? About 45?
I think he's better to be 29, I think. 29, 30.
But, I don't know, the reality is, I suppose there's a part of me that remembers how good Cheick was. Is it not in the realms of possibility that he could get that back? And if he got that back, then he'd be better than the other central midfielders we've got.
I'd argue no. I'd argue at the minute, and especially with Colback out now, we haven't got much choice. Abid's gone, so we haven't got anyone like him to bring in.
I think Peter Romano's still poorly.
Who knows, mate? Who knows what's happening there?
Poorly.
He's
poorly.
But you could argue, yes, he did have a better game, but I think it's clear to say he's still not there yet. And I just worry whether, regardless of his potential talent at the age he's at now, when he's coming into the last few years of his career, I just worry whether he cares enough. I just don't think he possibly even wants to be here. It's almost like maybe a Cisse situation. We've mentioned it before. The both of them, I think, would just jump at the chance to leave. And as much as, he got brought off at half time the other game, didn't he? And he was like,
I mean, look, I dare say you're right. I don't think you want.
I think he's in because of the type of player he is, rather than him being on merit.
But I don't know what the option is.
No, you're right. And
I think this is the problem we've got.
We need somebody like him, but a new signing, basically, who's about 24, 25. Oh, well, that's for the scouting network, isn't it?
We missed the trick with Wanyama. I think we should have done why we didn't try and sign him from Celtic. He would have been ideal, but I don't think there's many people out there, really, particularly in January.
I think
there must be.
There will be, and especially.
I thought we'd have Sissoko in the middle and Torvan on the right. That, to me, seemed the obvious way we would want to play.
You never quite know how it's going to pan
out. Don't talk about Torvan in front of me.
I just think he's like, that's it. I feel nervous every time he's on the ball because that role is supposed to protect the back four, when often he's the kind of player who would put them in jeopardy. He's the amount of errors that he makes in front of his back four, and I just worry. And he almost actually did it against Stoke. There was a couple of, by the same token, he made a couple of good blocks as well, and I want to give him the credit for that. But it's those concentration levels, as you said before. It's that match fitness.
Has he been the same player since Cabaye left? Because a lot of fans are saying that him and Cabaye together were a good pair, but when Cabaye went, Tiote was never the same again.
I don't think that it was mutually exclusive. I think,
but he hasn't been. you know, in a combination, for me, there was a lot of talk about them being one of the best midfield combinations in the Premiership.
Not at that time, yes, but again, this is a few years on.
But he hasn't looked. My point is that he hasn't.
But I don't think that's because of Cabaye being there or not.
Yeah,
I just think
he started to dip even while Cabaye was there. I don't think he's been since about 2011. Cabaye left 2013.
It's been a few years
I think
since
it's
I've
been a
ever been
long time
impressed by
since
him.
Tiote's been any good.
So what about always talking? There was talk of him going to Arsenal, Manchester United, all sorts of.
Absolutely, but you know what? And I think the main reason none of those big clubs came in for him is because he's prone to liability. He's prone to those errors in front of, and because if it wasn't for that, he'd be a solid defensive midfielder. Exactly the kind of player that Arsenal would be looking for.
I guess
and
that's why
were
you're
looking
saying,
for.
Vince, in terms of who, you know, when you're saying about the scouting network, that's why so many people want Tiote, because I think they're quite a rare breed. There's not many out there of these midfielders who are strong and can kind of are happy to play that role as a foil, not bothered about charging for it.
But at the same time, I don't think we should just. There will be players out there, even if we don't know about them. You know, there'll be lots of unknowns up. You know,
we've got Cheick. Tiote was an unknown.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Again, fans who watch the Eredivisie every week and Ligue 1 in France. And that's full time. We'll see how that pans out with Tiote.
Mate.
Nice.
The tuned Tiote.
Your turn.
Just trying to think of the desserts. Brent. Well, that's it. We'll see how we get on against Bournemouth. That's a hell of a way to travel for those fans. What is it, a midday kick-off as well? Like a mid. Yeah.
We should be beating Bournemouth.
Well, we should be. They've got lots of injuries, no momentum. But
teams going down, and another subject. Surely Bournemouth are going down. But anyway,
it'll be Bournemouth, Sunderland, Norwich. That's my prediction. Anyway,
big talk. Big talk. Hey, we'll have to pick this up on another episode. Thanks for watching another episode of the Toon in 10. I've been Adam. That's been Pete. That's been Vince. Remember to share with all your friends, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. See you later, guys.
What? You not recorded it or something?
He just did a massive fart. Right at the end.
It's like silver vibrator.
People think I'm vulgar.